Astronauts to the moon.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome to reality.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jeranism, back with another video for you today. This will be a good one and short, so it's a good one to share with those who don't quite grasp it yet. So this will be episode 1 of Let Me Level With You. Let's take an easy way to show that we don't live on a spinning globe, besides, of course, common sense. So we're going to travel from California to Hawaii, and we're going to be flying over the Pacific Ocean. Now, according to science, this path is on a curve. Even though water always finds its flatness, we are told to believe in a curve we can't measure. So this green arrow here is pointing at the curvature. Now, how large is that curvature in between California and Hawaii? I mean, if we're on a ball, then there is a hump of water in the Pacific Ocean that I've never seen. Now, math does give us a formula to figure out the curvature, so let's start there, shall we? First, we take the distance squared, so 2,500 miles times 2,500 miles equals 6,250,000. Then we multiply that by 8 inches, and we get 50 million. Then we will divide by 12 to get our feet. So 50 million divided by 12 is 4,166,666. Then divide that by 5280, and we get 789. So 789 feet is better visualized by the Statue of Liberty, which stands 305 feet. So 789 feet is 2.5 statues. Can you picture a hump of water 2.5 statues of Liberty high in the middle of the Pacific Ocean? Hold on. I gotta take this. It's Red's rhetoric. What's up, NASA fanboy? What? Again? Are you sure? Dude, I just... Oh. Okay, thanks, bye. Oops, I made a math mistake. Let's look at this again, shall we? Okay, so we had 8 inches times 2,500 squared is 50 million. 50 million divided by 12 is 4,166,666 divided by 5280 equals 789. Miles. 789 miles. Oh, I'm out of it. So that equals out to, instead of 2.5 statues of Liberty, that's a 13,661 statues high. So let's look at how many statues 13,661 is. Now, on this first image, you'll see we have 660 statues of Liberty. 10 down, 66 across. Remember, we are stacking these statues of Liberty on top of each other to get the curvature between California and Hawaii. So we've got pages of 660, multiply that by 20 pages. At the end, we'll add 451 statues. Let's move this on. Okay, so now we've stacked 13,661 statues of Liberty as a visual aid to understand that there is a 789-mile high curvature in between California and Hawaii. Now, I've tried to understand this. How can there be so much curve? How can so high of a hump of water exist in the ocean? How do pilots go over it? Or do they go around it? Some say the plane is auto-set to fly slightly down the entire way. Well, what if a plane is going to Hawaii from California and one's coming back? Do they both fly down? What if they fly over Kansas, which is totally flat? Wouldn't want to live in Kansas. How about those people below your horizon? If Hawaii is below my horizon from California, how can I be below their horizon in Hawaii? How does this hump of water not flood both states? So here we see the globe, 25,000 miles in circumference. So half of that would be 12,500 miles, and a quarter would be 6,250 miles, represented by the 2 red marks. So half that distance is about 3,100 miles, and a little less than half that gives us 2,500 miles between California and Hawaii. So if we draw a line like the black line between the yellow mark and the red mark, then the distance between them is the curve. If the black line going up to the surface of the water is 789 miles, then how can the pink line, being the radius of Earth, be 3,959 miles? Doesn't work. So then I thought, okay, well, maybe I don't see the big picture here. So let's take 789 miles, multiply that by 5280 to give us our feet. That's 4,166,666. Then we'll divide that by 2,500 miles. Well, that equals 1,666 feet per mile. Now, that's 5.5 Statues of Liberty every mile. That doesn't help. I've measured 4 miles and found no curve, let alone stacking 5.5 high times 4. That's 22. There's 22 statues in between a shore to shore, 4 miles across? No way. They say people in Australia have just as much right to call themselves up as people in the Northern Hemisphere do. They'll say there is no up and down in space, but we live on Earth. They'll also talk about frames of reference. And I've heard that from my perspective, I'm right side up and Australians are upside down. But from their perspective, the opposite is true. So if I walk by a homeless man, is it okay that he's begging for money and asking for food if I ignore his perspective and consider mine the reality? Maybe in my perspective he is stuffed and well fed. Of course not. I don't live here on Earth alone, so I have to consider all people's perspectives. If someone in Australia is standing at the beach and they're holding an altimeter that reads 1 foot above sea level, and I'm also in California and I read my altimeter and it's also 1 foot above sea level, then we are level. We are both right side up. No one is living on a ball. You can live on a ball, or I can live on a ball, but we cannot live on a ball. I also heard that you can only tell when people are upside down or right side up from space. But this was all decided way before we went to space. That's when we verified it. What if when we went to space we realized science was wrong? Would they fake it? If that were the case, we'd have some grainy moon landing pictures and videos, very little footage from space, and little to no pictures of where we live. And why is it that we're taught about the globe when we're too young to even question it? And then taught right after that thinking the Earth is flat is stupid. Why? Some may say, well, we have a 24/7 view of Earth, don't we? Nope. NASA has found better things to do with our money than to show us our Earth. The 24/7 view of our Earth is about 20 minutes an hour. Otherwise, we get this image. Temporary loss of signal. Probably too busy linking up with the signal from the spacecraft's 3 billion miles away, taking pictures of Pluto. This is my favorite. There are 4 HD cameras on the ISS, and they are programmed to switch from one to the next, and only one camera can work at a time. Get the hell out. It's 2015, clowns. One camera at a time? Why can't we see stars? Oh, it's because of shutter speed and aperture. I can't wait for that day that autofocus or pre-programmed cameras are invented. Then we'll get to see our home. So, who really has the weird belief? Who's crazy? I believe the Earth stands still. It does not spin, doesn't orbit anything. I believe water finds its level, and it's impossible to live on a ball. Maybe this evidence here is enough for you to believe in the ball. For me, it's not. Let me just remind you of some other things you have to believe in order to believe in the globe. You believe that we came from a big bang and stardust, that you live on a giant ball that spins and yet holds water to its surface. Have you ever been on the ride, the Gravitron, from a county fair? Don't you remember it spinning so fast and then everyone gravitated to the center? Everyone was pulled into the middle? Neither do I. You believe that people are right side up on one side of the globe and upside down on the others, but since each in their own perspective feel right side up, that means that we live on a ball. You believe that ball spins 1,000 miles per hour and orbits 584 million miles per year around the sun, which is 93 million miles away. That the sun also travels 480,000 miles per hour around the galaxy, and the galaxy itself travels 2.2 million miles per hour and travels 19.2 billion miles per year. Yet the stars reset above our heads every January. You believe that the closest star is 25 trillion miles away, and that with your unaided eye you can see a star 95 quadrillion miles away. You believe what NASA says, even though they clearly worship the devil. The God they work for is the same one the Freemasons work for, which is the same one that is placed on our very own fiat currency. It says, "In God we trust," but their God is pictured on the back. The all-seeing eye. We have to question everything, there's no doubt. And if you did with a true heart, you would see in no time that NASA has fooled the world. There's no satellites, there's no orbits, just some balloons and unique data management. SpaceX is faking it. The ISS is a fraud. The media runs this world and always dictates what we'll do with the info because most people are still asleep. You may call me a conspiracy theorist all you want. I will never go back to sleep. Truth is truth. Even though I don't have all the truth, I now recognize the lies. Start looking for the lies first. Once you start uncovering them, the truth is what remains. There's nothing wrong with questioning everything. In fact, that's what science is. No dogmas, simply testing until all lies are erased. Remember that they taught us the flat earth is stupid. I mean, how is it possible that every spot on the globe is level? The ball was an idea. It's metaphysical. It's a thought experiment. But it's not reality. Simply put, I have not been shown enough evidence or sufficient evidence to prove to me that I live on a giant ball zooming through the never-ending cosmos. Just remember I say at every video, don't believe me. Don't trust me. You need to do your own research. Look at all the things that would be needed to prove the ball. Think about orbits, the weight of the Earth, the weight of the sun, the weight of the moon. Think about orbits themselves. Think about space. It's not reality. There's no up or down in space, but Isaac Newton said that the moon is falling. Everything is falling, but there's no up or down in space. So, let me level with you. We all feel like we're right side up because we all are right side up. Be kind to each other. Don't lie to each other. This has been Jeranism reminding you to open your mind. There's truth inside. Till next time.
Yeah, you ain't seen my best.
Peace.
Checkmate in a game of chess. Globalists see me as a threat. Free thinking, got the world at my neck. Ha! Am I paranoid? Picture Malcolm X in a room full of pigs trying not to bust a sweat. Ayy, Neil Tyson need to loosen up his vest. They probably write that man one hell of a check. Ayy, I'm over here on this side of town. Come on over here, try to clown. Ayy, I'd never pipe down if they weren't coming for me. Then they definitely coming for me now. I can't even keep my phone charged up. All the shit I'm talking, I should get my own barred up. Rappers, get off of my dick and get your own bars up. Vladimir and Liz's breath got the clone skirt, cuz whoop. Use your common sense. Why is NASA part Department of Defense? They divided up the seas into 33 degrees, feeding kids masonry. Bruh, be careful what you read. Flatline. There's no superior bloodline. Flatline. You got me once, but that died. Ay.